Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're playing Superstar JYP and we are going to be going over everything that the 8th anniversary has for us here. There is a ton of stuff. Now this is going to be kind of a long video, so I do recommend checking out the timestamps below if there's something particular you want to hear my thoughts on. But with that being said, let's hop into the 8th anniversary stuff. The anniversary is actually June 30th, so I'm hoping they might drop a few more things, but let's go into everything they've given us so far. So the first thing is going to be the Happy Birthday Superstar JYP Nation 8th Anniversary Gift Booth. This is an event that runs all the way until July 11th, and I'm going to give you kind of a quick rundown on how this works. So basically you'll play these missions and you'll get all these points from stuff like clearing songs or obtaining cards or using diamonds, stuff like that. So you'll stack up all of these points. Now what do you get from these points? So basically you use these points to enter into raffles. That's right, raffles. None of this stuff is guaranteed as far as I remember, but they do have these specific group gifts, and these group gifts are really interesting because if we look at, for example, Itzy's magnifying glass, these are actual real life items that you can win. So Itzy PVC art card set, the Superstar acrylic stand, a dance gym sack, a vocal tumbler, a 2024 Superstar card. These are all physical gifts. Now, the first thing I ask whenever I see physical gifts involved is I click the help button and see, does it ship internationally? And unfortunately, I don't see anything here that says it can be, so take it with caution that even if you win an actual item, it might only be shipping to addresses in Korea, because I don't see anything here. All I see here in terms of the actual prizes you can get is winners of the Point Collect event can choose 1 out of 8 prizes, so I don't even know how people get priority for these things. And then the other thing is you will get a message in your message box if you win. So winners will have an instruction email sent to the registered email address, so please register a valid email address. So I'm not really sure how this works. Honestly, it's very hard for me to tell how in Superstar games if someone's able to get a reward or not, so just take that with caution that historically these things have only been able to go to Korean addresses, with the one exception of the 10 million shops download where they were actually mailing out the card. So I don't know if this is going to be another scenario where you can actually get the card through the mail or the item through the mail, but just keep that in mind that historically it had to have been an address in Korea. But there are some nice gifts here. Now, one thing to note is that, like I said earlier, this is a raffle, meaning that you can enter this and still lose. So I don't actually know what the percentages of people winning. Obviously, enough people have pulled on the Twice gift and the Stray Kids gift in order for it to sell out. But if I remember correctly, all of these start with 3 gifts. So basically, no one's won the Itzy gift, no one's won the Nizu gift, no one's won the Extraordinary Heroes gift, and then one person has won like the Day 6 gift, etc, etc. So I don't really know what the actual percentages are, but a lot of people must have pulled on Twice and Stray Kids if they're both out of stock, and then the other groups still have some stuff left. So just keep that in mind, especially when it comes to thinking about the shipping address potentially needing to be in Korea. So aside from those physical gifts, there's actually in-game stuff that you could win. You can win RP, multi-up cards, a premium pack. The big thing is going to be this Diamonds 300 because that is a lot of diamonds. So basically just play the game, stack the points. If you're asking my opinion, I would go for the diamonds because that's 300 diamonds. That's basically like 2 A grade cards, or it's potentially like halfway to an R grade package. So just keep that in mind. The diamonds are really good. And again, I don't know any of these percentages in terms of winning. It's all really just a raffle. Now, at the very bottom, there is actually going to be a leaderboard, so congrats to everyone who's on the leaderboard. Honestly, they probably have so many points that I can't even tell if this resets weekly or if it's for the entire event, because clearly I am below the top 100. So just keep that in mind that there is a leaderboard there. But all in all, just a fun little event in order to get some extra stuff. And again, you gain those points just by playing the game. So whenever you get those points, feel free to either try for the physical gifts. Maybe you'll win and then maybe they actually ship internationally, or maybe you just want the diamonds. I hope you get the diamonds early, but it's all just a raffle. It sounds like you can either get really, really lucky or be really, really unlucky when it comes to obtaining the prizes. Alright, the next thing is going to be this collecting the Yeouijus. So this is a very interesting event, but ultimately it is just a collection event. They do have a very long help page associated with it. So we're going to break down these events one by one. So basically the first event is going to be clear the missions every single day, and then you get these blue Yeouijus, which you can cash in for things at the event shop. So if we look at it again, if we scroll down, so these are the missions, and again, these are daily. They reset every single day, so if you don't collect the one from the day before, you unfortunately just miss out on it. So make sure you complete these as much as possible, because it is a finite amount of these that you can get unless you actually want to spend diamonds. Now, what can you get with all of these? So if we scroll all the way down, basically to the bottom, these are all the things that you can exchange the item for. So it can be limited theme R grade cards, S grade cards, A grade cards, RP, 70% power up cards. So really interesting stuff. There's even the 50% level transfer ticket, which I find to be very, very interesting, especially since they're still kind of figuring out how to do the distribution for the level transfer tickets. So really good stuff. Just make sure you're doing this every single day so that you're getting the maximum amount of these blue Yeouijus so that you can collect as many rewards as possible. Alright, moving into the next event here. So one thing to note actually before I move on is that if you end up not using the blue Yeouijus for actual items at the very end of the event, you will get 5,000 RP each, but I really recommend making sure you get the items because sometimes RP can't buy you power-up cards, it can't buy you limited cards, so just keep that in mind. If you have extras, that's great, but you really should be cashing them in for actual things that you can use. Alright, moving on into the next event. So the event missions will be accumulated during the event. By using a certain amount of diamonds, you can clear a mission immediately. If you clear every mission and receive a 5-colored Yeouiju, the reward will automatically be sent to your message box, and messages will be kept in the message box for 14 days. So what does that actually mean? Because I felt like that wasn't really a good description. So the next part of it is going to be this here, where you have this blue dragon on the left, and basically this is like a super mission that spans across all of the different weeks. So at the very end of it, you get a 5-colored Yeouiju. Now the thing is, I don't actually know what you can cash this in for. The only way someone would know right now is if they actually just paid diamonds because of the objectives. So looking at the objectives on the right, the first one is going to be obtain B grade cards or above 701 times, and this does include upgrades. The second objective is to use 701,000 RP, which actually isn't too hard. The third mission is to clear songs 71 times, which is kind of ironic because I usually think that clearing songs tends to be like the highest barrier, but in this case it's actually the lowest in my opinion. And then the fourth mission is going to be to access the event page on the 21st. Now this is a really bad description of it. Basically log in every single day, and then on the 21st day you will have completed this particular mission. Now, while I don't know what you can actually cash in the 5-colored Yeouiju for, funny enough, if you hit the help icon and then scroll down just a little bit here, all the way down to item reward, one thing that you can see is from the Blue Dragon's wallpaper selector, you can select only one event wallpaper that was updated before June 2023, and then from the Blue Dragon's profile selector, you can select only one limited profile that was updated before June 2023. Now, I haven't seen these selectors anywhere. Like, you can't use the blue Yeouijus for them, so I'm wondering if it's the 5-colored one or if it's the secret mission event. But it makes me kind of curious on what you can get actually with the 5-colored Yeouiju. I want to say maybe it's a card selector, but I really have no idea, and I don't think they've revealed it, and I haven't scanned through all of Discord enough to know if someone actually paid for it. So if you know what you get from this, please leave a comment down below as information for everyone who is watching this video. Alright, the last part of this event is going to be honestly just a random mission. So the Blue Dragon is very fickle, so it might give you a random mission. Only 1 day per week, only 4 times during the event. Hidden missions will be open. Basically, this is going to be another set of missions where if you complete all of them, you get like a special reward. So unlike up top here where you get these blue Yeoijus, you basically have to complete all 5 rewards or all 5 objectives, and then you get a special reward. Now, I saved this in my mailbox for this video, but when the event came out randomly on a day last week and you completed all of it, you got 100 diamonds. So a pretty good amount of diamonds and basically for free. The one thing that makes this event difficult, if I could say anything about it, is that you gotta log in every single day to know if the secret mission opens up. So that's basically the overview of this event. It's a lot of collecting, and again, I don't really know what's going on with this 5-colored Yeouijus. But just make sure you log in every single day, complete these objectives, and check to see if the secret mission is up, because it can give you some pretty good stuff. Alright, now they actually have a pretty nice condensed list of everything that was kind of updated for the 8th anniversary, so we're just honestly going to read these off here. So, a week of mission events, including the day of Superstar JYP's 8th anniversary. And then a mega deal, products available for a week, including the day of SSJ 8th anniversary. So these are all the special events that are actually happening and that affect regular gameplay. The first thing is ×2 rewards for daily missions. So those are going to be the things where if you hit the timer here, or not the timer, but if you go to missions, all of these have basically doubled the reward except for the headphones, which is pretty nice. Going back to the announcement, the next thing is going to be a 10% bonus RP for weekly league RP reward. Now this I believe is how based on your rank you get an extra amount of RP, like it's all percentage based, so this bumps it up by 10%. Basically what it means for everyone is extra RP just for playing the game like you normally would, which is always really appreciated. There's the theme ticket exchange where you can potentially change or exchange for limited themes. Now we'll go over this a little bit later because they did make like a whole banner for it, but basically I don't think this is worth it, is the long and short of it. Number 4, the maximum inventory slots expanded to 8,000, which can be very, very meaningful for some people who have a ton of limited cards they want to keep or stuff like that. I could only imagine how many people have hit 8,000 slots after like 8 years of playing this game. So totally an appreciated quality of life update there. Number 5, the playtime bonus event will be held from June 14th. So that is actually going to be the clock here where there's a ton of new rewards that are only available for the anniversary. So there's more RP, and actually if you play for 2 hours or keep the game open for 2 hours, because someone told me there's a glitch where it doesn't register time where you're actually playing a song, you can get a limited B grade card. So if we click this here, our limited B grade card for the day is going to be, ooh, Let It Vibe. This just came out. All right, very cool. So that is going to be our limited card from the play event or the play timer event. Now, it is very important to know that if that is true, that it doesn't count time you're actually playing a song, you basically got to leave the game idle or be like leveling up or something like that for 2 hours. Alright, moving on into the next thing here, there is going to be the ×2 chance of challenge events to appear. Now remember that challenge events give you a ton of RP, basically almost 10 times the amount of RP potentially. Like I've been getting like 3,000, 2,000 from these, so they are really good, but challenge events are actually challenging in the sense that it sees how well you did before and tries to make you do better than yourself. So the challenges are always nice because they're like additional RP, and it's basically free if you clear it once because you gain a headphone back. Lastly, 50% discount on the nickname changing price. I've never had to change the nickname in my game, so I don't really know how expensive it actually is, but I guess it's like a nice little bonus for people that like to change their names often. Moving on into the next thing, there is the 8th anniversary special attendance diamonds gift. Now this one I am pretty late on because you did have to log in for all 28 days basically in order to get the last diamond reward, but even if you started today, you can still stack up to 19 days and get 400 diamonds, which is really, really good. 400 diamonds is definitely not a laughing matter, but if you started from the very first day, I think you could only miss like 1 total day, so keep logging in, checking it out, getting your free RP, and then eventually getting those free diamonds. Next thing is the 8th anniversary Star Pass. This is really just a Star Pass. There are a lot more things in the Premium Pass row, like there's multi-up cards, there's theme exchangers, but I did the math for this when it first came out, and I actually think you're missing out on somewhere about like 70 to 100 diamonds because they added all these like level transfer tickets, the multi-up cards, the theme exchangers. So let me know if you think these are worth it, because personally I don't think a lot of the stuff in the Premium Pass is worth it. Like the level transfer tickets are nice, the diamonds are always nice, the power-up cards are always nice, but it really doesn't seem too worth it in my opinion, especially for $30. So keep that in mind when you're deciding if you want to buy the Star Pass. Don't get me wrong, it is a ton of resources. The real question you have to ask yourself is, are these resources you're going to use? Like, for example, I don't plan on exchanging themes of cards that I really like. Like, I'm never going to get rid of the Feel set, so I don't plan on theme exchanging it. In terms of the level transfer ticket, this only applies if you have a card you want to transfer levels to. Same deal with the multi-up card. If you don't have cards that you need to level up any further, like you have a ton of R grade cards, no A's, no B's, or at least ones you don't care about, this multi-up card doesn't really mean a lot to you. So a lot of stuff in the top row is only really meaningful if you actually need it or you actually think you're going to use it, and that makes it a kind of a weak Star Pass in my opinion. Moving on into the next thing, there is the 8th anniversary special package. Now this is going to be quite an interesting shop here. So if we look at the shop, it starts off with a limited period point reward where you can get a limited theme R grade card selector just for stacking up enough points, which is actually pretty good, especially if you are missing a set really bad, or if let's say you have like a twice set and you've got 8 of the 9 members and you just need that last selector. This might be the event for you. Or let's say you need like 2 selectors. This is still really good for that because it lets you pick. And when you think about back when those events were live, you basically had to spend about like 2,500 diamonds. So if you can condense it and actually just spend money and get the points and then get the card like that, that's not such a bad idea just to complete your set. So the first banner on this is going to give you 100 points for basically $22, and then it's a limited theme guaranteed with a +2 event theme probability. Now remember that certain event themes didn't actually come back. You can't use R grade card selectors in order to select them. So the theme event is really nice because it's an access to like very limited cards, but if that's basically just collector value, it doesn't actually help you with the gameplay at all. So just take that as you will. The next thing is going to be the 8th anniversary gratitude package, which gives you a limited theme guaranteed and a 2% event theme probability. Now this one comes with a 70% ticket versus the 100% from the first package, and then it's only a card pack 10 versus a card pack 30. So really interesting stuff here. If you buy 2 of the love package and 1 of the gratitude package, you're already at the card selector, which is really nice. Moving into the next thing is the 8th anniversary luck package, where it is now a 5-pack premium card set, and then it is going to be a 50% level transfer ticket as well as some multi-up cards. So basically, as we go down the row, these get less and less valuable, because when you think of the first one, which gave you 30 cards and a 100% level up transfer or a level transfer ticket versus half the price, but a lot less than half of the actual rewards in my opinion. Like the 100% level up ticket is way better than the 50% one. So if you plan on buying the 50% one, you honestly might as well just buy the first package right there. Moving on to the last few ones here. So there is the 8th anniversary daily package where you could spend 100 diamonds daily for a limited theme guaranteed with a 2% event theme probability, 10 points, and then a level transfer ticket 30%, which honestly I don't think it's worth it. 100 diamonds is quite a lot for a random theme, and then a 30% transfer ticket where you need, I believe, 4 in order to even attempt to transfer a level. So you need to buy this 4 times to get the ticket, and then you could potentially still fail at like a 70% rate. Doesn't really feel good. The best part about this particular banner, in my opinion, is this last thing, which is the daily package 2, where you get a random limited theme A grade card for 10,000 RP, which is basically nothing. So we're gonna collect this live right here. Hope it's Cheshire from Itsy, because that's what I really want, is to complete that set. Alright, so we get a Stray Kids backdoor Han, so it's just very cool to help with your collection, especially when you think of you have to spend RP on this versus actual diamonds, which feels pretty nice. Alright, moving on into the next thing is this Theme Exchanger package. Now, from my understanding of this, because I've never actually used the Theme Exchanger, basically you use these in order to just get like a random theme of the same group. So if we actually go to a card, for example, let's go here. Let's go to NMix. because I don't want to do a demonstration with a card that I actually really want to keep. All right. So if we bring this to the group, we'll hide a low. All right. So you can hit the theme exchanger. And my understanding of it, and I could be wrong here, is that it basically exchanges it with a theme of the same group, but a random theme, which doesn't really feel good, especially if you're trying to stack up specific, like, themes in order to get the event bonuses. So getting random themes doesn't really feel good, in my opinion. So that kind of doesn't seem like the greatest deal. Now, if we go back to the events page here, and that's really all I want to talk about for the theme exchanger. Like, I'm not a big fan of random theme exchanging. Maybe it's good if you've got, like, let's say 5 out of 6 members and then you're just gambling to try and get that last one. But it feels like groups have so many different themes that, like, your odds of hitting the exact one that you need are pretty slim. So I don't know how I feel about the theme exchanger package. It's really up to a person to person what your account has, stuff like that. Like, let's just say you're a collector and you really want to just gamble at the chance for a limited theme. You can do that with these theme exchangers using, like, non-limited cards. All right, moving on to the next thing, they do have the membership offers. Some of these are actually not too bad. The one that I really want to talk about is this first one, and I'm a little bit behind on this because you have to be able to log in for 21 days. But by the time I'm getting this video up, there are only 20 days left in the event. Now, one thing that's really interesting about this versus almost anything else in the 8th anniversary is what the actual package gives you. So in this particular scenario, they give you an R grade card that's going to be limited theme, and then you will get a ton of power-up chance cards. And I think that's actually where the real value of this comes from. So you'll get the limited theme R-grade card selector and a total of 49 100% power-up cards. This is really interesting because in other banners for the anniversary, the card basically starts at, like, level 50, but in this case, you get 49 100% power-up cards, which is really nice because you don't even have to use it on what you use the R-grade card selector for. Like, let's just say I'm leveling up my twice set. I can just use these 49 100% power-up cards on that group and nothing that I picked with the R-grade card selector, which I find to be very, very, very powerful. So if you play this game competitively, like let's say you're buying all of the live themes, you're like top of the leaderboards and stuff, this could be really good if you want to just push some of those cards to level 99. Like let's just say you're finishing like an OT9 set, an OT10 set, because those give you more points overall. You can use these power-up cards that way, and I think this is extremely powerful. And again, if you're competitive, I think it's a really good deal. Moving on to the next thing, we always have to talk about the diamonds one because it is very important to know what the diamonds to dollar ratio is. So if we go 800 diamonds over the course of the entire event for $13, that is a rate of 61.5 diamonds to the dollar, and that is astonishing. Usually 36 to 40 diamonds to the dollar is what I call a good deal. This is 61. Which is really, really good. Now, the thing about these membership events, something I should have mentioned at the very beginning of talking about this banner, is that you do have to log in every single day and collect it like a daily. If you miss a day, you don't get that day back. So it is a little bit of legwork on the side of the player, but all in all, for a 61.5 diamonds to the dollar ratio, that's actually pretty good, and I think that's worth logging in every single day. They do also kind of have a mini package here in 300 diamonds for $7.50, which ends up being a diamonds to dollar ratio of 40 diamonds to the dollar, which again is still a good deal. It's still on the high end of what I called a good deal. So if you're looking for diamonds, honestly, this is not a bad source because basically like for $20, you're getting 1,100 diamonds, which is really good when you do the comparison to things like the diamond sale that they have normally. And then lastly, they do have the RP gift. I really don't recommend doing this one because like whenever it comes to things that involve burning RP or gaining RP, remember that RP is one of the few farmable resources in this game and it's pretty easy to get. Like as you can see, I'm at max headphones, meaning that I could be grinding for RP at this very moment. So I don't think the RP packages are generally worth it whenever they pop up, but those first 3 packages with the power-up cards, with the diamonds, I thought those were actually pretty good. Alright, moving on into the next thing is this 8th anniversary special shop discount. So this special shop is, if we go to the shop here, and scroll down a little bit towards the bottom where it says special. So basically a lot of this stuff is discounted, so you can exchange your Dalcom coins. If you have any of these other currencies listed here, you can exchange those. But basically these are discounted, and that's not a bad thing. I think some of this stuff can be really good, like the power-up cards I think are really good. If you're really close to climbing tiers, maybe the jump-up ticket, but really I don't recommend that. I just really like the power-up cards in this particular scenario, and the fact that they're discounted is pretty good. Alright, let's head back here. And moving on into the next thing. So this banner is in Korean, and I'm just not sure why it never got translated. But what it boils down to is that in the My Shop area, which tends to have some pretty interesting stuff, which can be like power-up cards, even limited themes. So outside of the event, you normally had to pay diamonds in order to refresh the shop. During the anniversary, you can basically do it once for free. So let's just say you don't have anything that you want to get from this page. You can just hit free and then reset all the offers. And sometimes it's some really good stuff, like the second page has like a 100% power-up card that you can get for something like 70,000 RP, which is a really good deal in my opinion. So being able to refresh these once for free every single day is pretty good, because you never know what's going to be on that second page, if it's going to be something you like, or let's just say you bought everything from the first page that you like and you're hoping that the second page is just as good. So I think the free refresh once a day is really nice, but sometimes just like then you can see that there really isn't anything that you're looking for, and if so, it's a wash, but it's a free wash. You didn't have to do anything for it. The next thing is going to be the 8th anniversary special limited wallpaper re-offering. These are the wallpapers that you could have always bought for diamonds when they came out, but this is bringing them all back. So that way, in case you missed one of these, if there's one that you really like, you can certainly just buy it with diamonds, which actually isn't too bad when it comes to like resources, because you can still earn diamonds, and these are only available for a short time. So if you really liked one of these, you felt like you were missing out, you can just buy it right now. Like, for example, I really like this aesthetic. The Tastes of Love aesthetic, really was feeling it. Kind of want to buy one of these, but I'd rather save the diamonds for other things. But basically, if you like, let's say you want a Yeouijus wallpaper, you can just buy it for diamonds, which is actually pretty nice. So all in all, not the craziest thing, but I do think if you like certain wallpapers that were in the shop, buying them with diamonds versus buying them with dollars is actually not a bad deal, especially if you like looking at the wallpapers that you've got, or you have like a bias and you like having your bias just flood the home screen with their wallpapers. By all means, again, exchanging diamonds for limited wallpapers is not really a bad deal. All right, moving on into the next thing here. We do have the limited to once a week special diamonds, and what I will have to say about this is that this is not a good deal. So remember those membership offers we were talking about where you can get 1,100 diamonds for basically about $20? For $20 in the shop, even like bumping it up right to $30, you'd only get like 700 diamonds. And it's more expensive and you get less diamonds. That's not really good. Remember, the frame of reference is 36 diamonds or higher to the dollar is pretty good. Let's take a look at the highest package, which would give you 2,400 diamonds for $84. That's a ratio of 28.6 diamonds to the dollar, and that falls way below the ratios that we were talking about earlier. So if you're struggling for diamonds, and if you don't mind spending the money and you really want to get like ahead of the game, let's say you're trying to save up for certain comebacks and stuff like that, then by all means, maybe it's worth it. But I really don't like these because, again, 28 diamonds to the dollar is really bad in comparison to other offers that we've had that were like 30 or 40, or in some cases, like we were talking about earlier, 60. So just keep that in mind. There are better deals out. The next thing is the birthday gift collecting. I love these events. These collecting events are really nice because the stuff you can get from them is actually really good, and all you got to do is play the game and stack up the points. Remember that you get these gifts by playing songs, and you can get a maximum of either 10 if you're playing on easy, 20 if you're playing on normal, and 30 gifts if you're playing on hard mode. So by playing the game itself, I don't think it includes the superstar songs or the challenge songs, but basically just normal songs. By completing those, by getting these gifts, you can cash them in for some really nice stuff. Now, I don't know why they used to have like the percentages listed on the right hand side. I don't know why they got rid of it, but there's some nice stuff here. There's a limited theme A grade card, 50 to 100 diamonds, 10,000 to 50,000 RP. This is all just really good stuff, and again, by playing the game you get the material, so you might as well just cash them in for free stuff. One thing that I will say is similar to the Superstar Stacy anniversary, where you can open this box every 6 hours, making it very easy to get 4 free boxes. Basically, you will open the first box at reset, and then you will open the next 3 boxes over the course of the next 18 hours, assuming that you're awake for 18 hours. But basically, by shortening that interval, it makes it a lot easier to collect this box, and I'm all for it because, again, you can get a lot of nice rewards from the collection event. Moving on into the next thing is the 8th anniversary birthday party gift event. So if we open this up here, this is more so just a description of everything that we get. So on July 1st, Superstar JYP Nation will be having 8th anniversary of being on service. We have prepared gifts for the users who supported us for all these years. So every single day between 7:01 a.m. to midnight KST, you will get a free limited C grade card in your mailbox. And then by visiting Superstar JYP from 7:01 a.m. to midnight KST on weekends, you will get a 50% power-up chance ticket that lasts 30 minutes. So I believe this is both Saturday and Sunday, so you can get 2 tickets per weekend. And actually, while I am very against the burning tickets versus the power-up chance weekends, 30 minutes is a good amount of time to level up your stuff. So if they're not bringing up the power-up chance weekends anymore, I would rather take a 50% power-up card, 30 minutes times 2 versus one 60-minute card, because honestly, when I did it, I tried it, I recorded it, I ran out of materials at around like minute 35, and then I had to start farming for things like RP or like card packs. So 30 minutes is like a nice sweet spot, but I do still think the power-up chance events were better, and then just saving up until that point. Yes, being able to use the ticket off when it's like not during that weekend, let's just say you're on vacation during that weekend, you're not able to play, having the tickets is kind of nice, but I still like the power-up chance weekends better because I felt like having it for 48 hours was really good versus having it for like 30 minutes. But again, you can do a lot in 30 minutes. I'm kind of seeing the light in it, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about these burning tickets? Do you feel like 30 minutes is enough? Do you feel like it's not enough? Would you rather have the power-up chance weekends back? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But looking at the gift, we do have ours to collect. So that's this C grade card up top here. And then we get, we get an oxygen Yeouijus card. Very nice, very nice. So basically you get 2 free limited cards a day, the C grade one in your mailbox, and then the B grade one from the shop that you get by spending 10,000 RP. I know 10,000 RP isn't free, but it's not hard to obtain 10,000 RP overall. Alright, moving on back into the event. Scroll down some more here. So the Theme Exchanger limited theme chance, this is what I was saying earlier with those theme exchangers where you could potentially get a limited card, but again, it's to my knowledge random, and I'm not a big fan of random. Alright, there's also the daily special deal products. Now this is one that I actually think is interesting. I don't know why it is gone. I was expecting it to be there. Okay. I don't know why I didn't go over this one here, but I thought it was going to take us to that. I'm not sure why it does that. Anyways, I don't remember clicking the button for it. I don't remember seeing it, but let's just go over it right now. So we have the 8th anniversary random box package, and actually this is really interesting. I actually think this is one of the best deals of the entire anniversary. So the first one there is going to be $12, and you can collect it, I think, once per day, but the stuff you can get is absolutely insane. You can get 25 multi-up cards, which is like probably the worst out of all of them, and it's still not bad. For $12, you can potentially get 5 to 7 100% power-up cards. That's really good. 300,000 RP for $12 is a lot of RP. Now, I do stand by the idea that you can earn RP just by playing the game, but if anyone ever told me that I wanted to earn like 25,000 RP to the dollar in like seconds, that's not such a bad idea. Same idea with the diamonds. 400 diamonds divided by $12 is 33 diamonds to the dollar, which is not the best. Again, we're aiming for 36 diamonds to the dollar or higher, but 33 is pretty close. And again, $12 instantaneous gratification. And then the other prizes you can get are actually pretty good. There's also the level up ticket 100% where you can get 3 to 4. Now, to my understanding, from what I remember, you need 4 of the tickets in order to even attempt to level transfer. So 3 is kind of a little too short of actually getting you one. But 4 is perfect because it allows you to do a 100% transfer. And then there is a R-grade card selector in there, which is crazy. I've never seen anyone be able to get a selector for $12. The one time I saw it even cheaper than that was for the Stacy anniversary, where they gave an A-grade card selector basically for free as long as you did the Star Pass. But in this case, $12 for an R-grade card selector, that's really good. And then if you look at the percentages, there's a 50% chance to get either 400 diamonds, the level transfer ticket 100%, or the limited theme R-grade card selector. That's pretty crazy. So this I actually think is kind of a good deal, but it does require real money. So if you don't want to spend real money, feel free to skip out on this. Like, while it's a lot of reward right away, you will eventually run into some of these things, except for, I want to say, the R-grade card selector and the level 100% transfer ticket. I do think somewhere down the line they're going to make that just as easy to obtain as 100% power-up cards. Don't quote me on that right now, but I do think that's the right move when it comes to that, because the power-up cards are more powerful, but they're easier to obtain than the level transfer tickets. So I think they're going to give out level transfer tickets a little bit more freely down the line, but we're not there quite yet. But basically, that random box selector thing I think is actually pretty good if you want to spend actual money. But again, assess your finances, don't spend money that you don't have, and then just continue to enjoy the game, because you'll still have, like, I feel like the same amount of fun even if you have none of the stuff from the selector random box. Moving on to the next one is the level transfer ticket random box. Now, this is interesting because you can use diamonds to get these level transfer tickets. But if we take a look at it here, the best one you can get is a level transfer ticket 100% at a 5% chance, which is 1 every 20, which is very, very rare. Not only that, but if you need multiple level transfer tickets 100% in order to even transfer a level, that's a lot to ask for. Even if we're looking one step down at the level transfer ticket 70%, right? That's a 10% chance. That's 1 every 10 is going to get you 1 or 2, but you still need 4. So it's like you have to keep rolling in order to get enough level transfer tickets to actually attempt to transfer the level. And then at the worst, right, you're getting a level transfer ticket 10% times 3. So not enough to actually initiate the level transfer, and it's a 10% chance, which means 1 out of 10 is gonna miss. So I think this is interesting, but I do think, again, down the line, they're going to make these level transfer tickets a lot easier to obtain. So I would hold off on this if you're not really hurting for a level transfer ticket. The last thing, and I recommend doing this basically every single day if you can fund it, getting the power up random box. So if we look at the magnifying glass here, there is some really good stuff here. So I've had a ton of multi-up cards, which basically I'm not going to use because I don't really have a need to level up anything. I do have like my 5 sets. I'm currently working on getting them to R99. So really I need the power-up cards. The power-up cards are where this value comes from for this banner because you're spending RP, which is already a good thing because like I was saying earlier, RP is farmable. To be able to get a 100% power-up card for 30,000 RP, not diamonds, not dollars, is pretty darn good. Now, if you look at the actual percentages, so there is a 35% chance that you're going to get a power-up card, which is basically 1 every 3, and you get to buy this 3 times a day. So just as an example, because I expect to get some multi-up cards, which I honestly find kind of useless if you don't need them. But if you're a new player, there's absolutely no reason you can't get value out of this because you need to bring up your cards to the R grades. You need to be able to bring them up from C to R, and that can take a lot of resources. So these multi-up cards can be very, very useful. So you'll see right now live if we're able to get any power-up cards from this, which should be at least 1. All right, there's a 50% power-up card right there. We're going to roll it again. We got the 4 multi-up cards. And then statistically, this should be multi-up cards, but it'd be nice if it was power-up cards. Okay, so yeah, just like I said, 1 out of 3 is going to get you power-up cards. And that's still pretty good because I paid RP for that. I didn't pay diamonds. I didn't pay dollars. So I really liked being able to have the ability to pay RP for that. All right, and I think that actually goes over everything that I wanted to talk about for the anniversary. So again, lots of stuff going on here, lots of interesting things. I feel like we're about to get more stuff as we get closer to the actual anniversary, or at least on the day of the anniversary, but there are still like a lot of diamonds involved, there's power-up cards involved, there's still a lot of stuff that you can get. So hopefully everyone's able to enjoy the anniversary to some degree. A lot of people got compensation diamonds because the Yeouijus event and then the gift box event was delayed, I think, by a few days because there was like errors with the pages or stuff like that. So there were some compensation diamonds given out for free. So I am excited for the anniversary, what we get, what the 5-colored Yeouijus gets you. So I think there's some really cool stuff there. I think there's one other shop thing that I didn't get to go over. Let's take a quick look here. I feel like I remember seeing it. Go here to the special shop. We did indeed talk about all of these. There was a part of me that felt like there was one more shop to go over, but I don't know what happened to it. All right, well, I guess that's really it for now. So with that being said, that is the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave a comment down below and I'd be happy to answer when I have the time. Again, this was a long video and this is probably something that I should have put more emphasis on in the beginning, but please, 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 I try my best to make timestamps in case you wanted to hear specific things. If you wanted to watch this video in episodes, stuff like that, by all means, I think that timestamps are really, really good. One thing I do want to bring up just really quickly here is I do like how they changed this thing on the top left to basically the stuff that you should be doing almost daily. So this right here, making sure you go to the gift booth and then collecting any sort of points that you got. The Yeouijus event is a fast click. The special attendance diamond gift is a fast click. And I think this one's actually pretty important because in previous ones, like you had to make sure you went in there to collect it. Daily star pass stuff, the other star pass here, which is like a limited theme star pass. So I think that this interface is getting a lot better. And if you look at like the dev notes and stuff, they keep talking about how they're improving the game. So I felt like the game has made a lot of progression in the past year in terms of like how to go about it and stuff like that. But maybe it's because I've only been playing for a year and it feels like a lot has happened. But with that being said, that's everything for the 8th anniversary. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And as always, until next time, take it easy.